to really get into some ideas here involving ratios and rates. And one of the important things to look at with the rates is what's called a unit rate. Now, we run into these all the time. So, for example, if we have 55 miles per hour, well, these are speeds, but what do they actually mean and what they are, their rates? This is 55 miles per 1 hour. We're comparing distance and time. So one of the things we'd like to do is come up with something called a unit rate. A unit rate is when we want to make the denominator equal to 1. So suppose you have this. Let's say 10 pounds of pistachios. Say $30. And we want to know the following. What is the price per pound? Now, this is an abbreviation for pounds. I could have written it out as pounds, P-O-U-N-D-S. Now, what we typically like with unit rates, it helps us plan a little better. If we're going to buy like a pound of pistachios, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, well, how much is that going to cost? And knowing that we can get 10 pounds for $30, that might not help us figure out, well, how much would 3 pounds of pistachios cost? It's easier to figure that out. What would be 3 pounds if we had a price per single pound instead of 10? So what we're going to do is construct a rate. The rate is $30 for 10 pounds. And we want to turn this into a unit rate. What is the dollar amount per 1 pound? So the way we do that, we need to turn this into a 1. And we can do that by dividing by this bottom number. 10 divided by 10 will be 1. But just like with fractions, what we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. And so what we get is 1 pound. And then 30 divided by 10 is 3. So it turns out it's $3 per pound. So now we can ask another question. How much is 3 pounds? And so what we can do $3 per 1 pound times 3 pounds. And again, we cancel our pounds and we get 3 times 3 is 9. And then divided by 1. Oh, pardon me. And there we go, it'll cost $9. Now, one of the advantages here, because we could have done this the same way, we could have just used this as our rate and multiplied by 3 pounds, and we get the same answer. But the idea here is that when you have this reduced, well, you can do this math a little easier in your head. Now, it's usually not recommended to do math in your head because it's really easy to make a mistake. But you can say if this is $3 a pound and you have 2 pounds, that's going to be $3 plus $3 is $6. Or if it's $3 for every pound, well, you have 3 pounds you want to purchase. Well, that's $3 plus $3 plus $3 is $9. So if we put things as a unit rate, it can be easier, if we dare, to do the math in our heads. And we can maybe figure these questions out while going through the, say, the produce section in a grocery store. So that's the idea of the unit rate. Any questions? Let me know.